Welcome, everybody, to episode number 73 of Game Culture Radio. I'm your host, Tyler, joined as always by our co-host. Let's start with Graham. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I played hockey last night. Got another victory under belt, 2 in a row. Excited for the next one. How are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad. Eugene, how are you?
We played a little bit of hockey last night on Xbox, and we got a few wins on our belt, too.
We actually did. It wasn't awful.
We're all hockey winners.
Yeah. And Steve, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm trying to fight off another cold, so
yeah,
I'm stuffed up, so I apologize in advance.
That's fine. It is that time of year, so I think everybody will forgive you. And I can't get it from you over Skype, so that's fantastic.
Thank God.
So I'm happy about that. All right. So just we'll get the business out of the way. You can join the conversation by going over to Facebook and joining the Gaming Culture Radio forums. When you're there, you can submit questions to be read on the show. If they're read on the show, you'll be entered for both our monthly giveaways and right now our holiday giveaways, which we're going to be doing at the end of the show. We'll be announcing 2 winners, our first 2 of the holiday season. And we'll be continuing that throughout the month of December, so make sure you join there if you haven't yet and submit some questions to be read on the show. You can also, for all your gaming news, head on over to culturegaming.com. And when you're there, you'll be able to get everything on all the new stuff on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC to get all your gaming news in one spot. So head on over to culturegaming.com. And finally, we need your help. Please support us. Head on to Twitch and follow Gaming Culture Radio there, all one word. And over on Mixer, we do a stream together usually on Saturday evenings. And head on over there, follow us on Mixer, Gaming Culture Radio, again, all one word. And take part there. We'll be doing some giveaways there as well if we get a good amount of people in the chat. So with that, we have quite a bit of news this week with everything going on. So let's jump right in. Let's start out with PlayStation Experience. That was this weekend. And there were a lot of announcements about some games coming out. So we had a panel for The Last of Us Part 2 where they announced that none of the core characters are safe. And what they said was that they want to create like Uncharted 4 had with the sense that kind of no one's safe, but obviously not nearly as lighthearted as Uncharted 4. It's a much darker tone. So anybody get to see any of that panel? Any thoughts on it?
So I rewatched the trailer today. If you haven't, there's 2 trailers out right now. One just came out about a month ago. I think it came out for Tokyo Game Show, maybe.
That was Paris Game Show. I think it was
Paris Game Show.
Yeah,
one of the game shows. But
sure.
It was very dark. The things they did in the video is kind of cringy, and it leaves a lot of questions like who are these characters, and also they hinted at the panel, which I know a lot of people were speculating with the first trailer. First trailer, of course, showed Ellie, and she says something along the lines, "I'm going to make them." I'm going to make them pay for what they did to me, you know. And there's a lot of speculation that maybe she is pregnant, she had a baby, and they took the baby. And they said at the panel that somebody is pregnant. Somebody got pregnant in the game. So kind of wondering who that might be and what it means to the plot line of the story. But I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. So, Steve, I know you weren't huge on The Last of Us, the first one. Anything from this weekend change your mind?
Yeah, the trailer makes me want to try to get I'm going to go rebuy the game again. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to sit down over this Christmas break because I have some time off work and school. And I'm going to put it on easy, and I'm going to just power through it and see if the story finally grips me. Because the gameplay I didn't love it. So it never hooked me because I feel like gameplay is king when it comes to playing games.
Sure.
So I'm going to give it one more chance, I think. Otherwise, I'm just going to throw my hands and say this game is not for me.
Yeah. And it's okay. I mean, there's games, I've said a few times, that there's games where you know it's a good game, but it's just not for you.
Yeah.
So
and
it doesn't mean it's not good.
There's lots to choose from, too, so you don't have to force yourself.
Sure. So I think a prime example for me would be like Witcher 3. It's just not the type of game I love playing, but I realize while I'm playing it that it's pretty good, you know? Mm-hmm. So... all right, the other big news, and there was tons of news at PSX, but we can't do a 4-hour show tonight, so we're just going to hit the super high points. God of War was talked about there quite a bit, and that it's announced that game's going to take between 25 and 35 hours to complete. It didn't get a release date at PSX, but I think the Sony store kind of leaked the release date, at least possibly, showing a release date on March 20th, which we're going to find is a theme of this show that week in March. And it's going to be quite an expensive week. But are you guys planning on buying this day one? I am.
I think so.
I am buying it day one. I love the God of War series.
Yeah.
Yes. God of War is the sole reason that I became a PlayStation owner. I bought it for PS3. I know it's late into the game, but I played all the old God of Wars, and I thoroughly love in God of War. So this will be a day one for me.
So I'll be 100% honest. This will be my first experience with the series ever.
Oh man.
So
Wow.
I'm excited, but I think I'm excited to get into it and play it. But the last PlayStation I had before the PS4 was the PlayStation 1. So
Well, if you
and
have
back
a
then I
chance,
was like
Howard,
sports gamer. What's
yeah,
that?
if you have a chance, play God of War 3 remastered. God of War 1 and 2 are good, but they didn't really hold their age very well. But
Sure.
God of War 3 remastered, play that game if you have time.
All right.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
I think I've seen it for like $10 on the PlayStation 4 store. So
I bet you it'll
Alright.
be free coming up soon, PS Plus probably.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure because I'd like to get a little backstory at least going in, something I lost. But all right, so Graham was very happy this week because at the Game Awards, the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild took home the Game of the Year award, and deservedly so. I think
Yeah.
we had a bit of a debate talking about whether it was going to be Zelda or Mario, and you know Nintendo's not hurting either way. They had the two best games of the year, so good for them. Good for Zelda. I don't know if you want to expand on it at all, Graham, but
Well, I think we should mention that they kind of dropped the bombshell that I wasn't expecting, but they released the newest DLC, Ballad of the Champions, at the same time.
oh yeah. Mhm.
And like deservingly so, this game does deserve Game of the Year, and I wasn't surprised. I would have been surprised if they didn't get it, but the fact that they backed it up with like we got some DLC coming at you like right now, because everyone's always was wondering when was this being released. We knew December, but I don't know if any of you guys thought they would do that during like an awards. But yeah, there's
Yeah, I didn't
Go ahead.
think about it, but I wasn't surprised when they did it. So
yeah, it was great timing too. I think that was
Sure.
a well played. People got excited for it, and it was kind of like an awards. Like, okay, you guys voted us of Game of the Year, so here's our little reward for you.
Yeah,
Now you guys can play the DLC.
I love the trend at conferences now where they're like, you can play this game right now, or we have the
Yeah.
DLC right now. They did it with like Fallout Shelter, I think.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other games where like go in the store, you can download this game right now, or you can play the beta right now. I love when they do that at conferences, so it's
Yeah.
definitely welcome.
yeah,
Kind of like what they did with the Fortnite too, right? The 50 versus 50.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely a good trend. I like to see it happening. I also like the trend where game shows now they don't announce games that are coming out in like 8 years. It generally is they're keeping it a more tight window now for the games that they're announcing. So both those things I think are moving in the right direction. All right. Also at the Game Awards, A Way Out made some news for a couple reasons. First of all, we got a release date of March 23rd, 2018 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And their like lead developer made a little news as well.
I saw that video.
Yeah. I watched it live.
Yeah.
I watched it live, and it was pretty entertaining. He blamed it on jet lag. So if jet lag involves like inhaling things and smoking things and injecting things, then
And drinking
absolutely.
things. I'm pretty sure he drank a
Yeah.
lot of things on his flight.
Yep. So I don't think it was jet lag. I think he was under the influence or influences. I don't know, but yeah, it was entertaining. We're not going to repeat what he said.
I would say at least he had decency. Asked could he swear? Well, at first he swore, and then he asked.
No,
could he
he
swear.
asked
Yeah.
after.
And then when he got
Yeah.
permission, he just have at her.
Yeah,
Jeff
he
Keighley
took
was
off.
a little bit uncomfortable.
You could tell that was the best part was that Jeff Keighley really didn't know what to do, and he kept
Yeah.
trying to get him back to talk about the game.
Yeah.
And
He
the
just
guy's like,
went
no,
on
no,
about
no.
the Oscars and
Yeah, he went on about the Oscars. And,
NEA.
okay.
And
Yeah, so although he did kind of sort of come to the defense of EA while admitting that they effed up. And I think what he said was fair. I mean, not about the Oscars. I have
he
no
won't
idea
be
what that
on
was
stage
about, but
again anytime soon.
no, I don't think they're going to bring him up there again. So anyway, but
Entertaining, though.
But the cool thing about A Way Out, though, is that this game is going to include what's they're calling a game pass, or a friend pass, sorry, allowing you to invite a friend to play the game who doesn't own it. So that's pretty cool.
So I wonder if that like allows them to download the game, but it's locked until like the friend is playing with them.
I would guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know the details on it, but it's kind of a neat way around the whole idea that people might not buy this game because they have to play it with somebody else.
Yeah.
So to just say, we'll take that problem away from you, and we'll, here's a free pass for one of your friends to play with you.
I like that.
That's really cool, and
I like it too.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool.
I hope it works out well. I hope they. It kind of makes me want to buy the game just to support that idea, because I think that idea for the future is fantastic. That if somebody else can't afford the game or doesn't want to buy the game, but somebody invested in the game, you can just invite that one person. So I like that idea. It kind of ties in with game sharing and brings the social aspect back to life in the gaming world. So I like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I thought that was one of the best things to come out of the Game Awards, honestly, and I hope more companies kind of follow suit on that. So, all right. News I was excited for. Sea of Thieves finally got a release date. It felt like this game was like going to be an alpha forever. But it finally has a release date of March 20th, 2018. So sticking with that theme for that really expensive week in March that's coming.
Yeah.
March 20th, 2018, you'll be able to get your hands on that game. I know we're all pretty much planning on getting it right away. And we'll definitely be streaming that game when we get it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that game.
Yeah.
I just
It looks
watched
like so much fun.
like all 4 trailers they have on the Xbox store the other day, and it's one of those games I just want to keep watching stuff on it, just because I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, and it's the type of game that's like just silly, goofy fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I feel like it's the type of game where you can jump out with friends, and all of a sudden, like 6 hours later, you're like, oh wow, look how much time has gone by.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna lie is kind of worrying, but at the same time, I'm excited because, a lot of the other games it's like, you feel the hours, but this one is just gonna. Next thing you know, it's 3 in the morning and.
Yep. I think too. There's so many of the big releases now have such a like serious and dark tone to them, which is fine and good. But this game is the opposite of that. So
yes,
I think it'll be good too. It'll be a nice kind of change of pace type game too, for when we get shooting stuff and whatever. So definitely looking forward to that. Graham, just for you.
Just for me.
Last week you talked about how you'd like to see zombie games go away. So they clearly
somebody heard me.
They clearly heard you, and they're releasing 2 more. So the first one is World War Z, which we saw a preview for at the Game Awards. I mean, it looks cool. It just looks like pretty much every other zombie game we've seen. And don't forget, you're also getting a Walking Dead game sometime next year from, and it's hard to ignore the irony here, from Overkill. So
I think that'll be interesting.
I do too.
What other games did Overkill do?
Payday.
Yeah, they did the
Payday.
Payday series.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So it makes me think that if this game has like a Left 4 Dead style feel, because I don't know if you guys have played Payday, it's actually very fun. It's a heist game where you team up and you go do heists together, and you work together and each person has a role. So it kind of makes me think that that it might follow the tone of Left 4 Dead, which would be awesome because that was an incredible game that I wish Valve would bring back.
Left 4 Dead was so much fun.
I really want a Left 4 Dead 3. And actually, World War Z, the trailer kind of reminded me in the way of Left 4 Dead. I saw multiple guns on the screen firing at a bunch of zombies running at them.
Yeah, if it's like Left 4 Dead, I'm in.
Yep.
So these 2 games will be joining at least 2 more zombie games being released next year.
Yep. Because we have the PlayStation one, the name is escaping me right now.
It's
one
the
of the
name
big releases.
escapes us for some reason.
What's it called, Graham?
Everyone's checking Google right now.
I know. Everybody's looking. Everybody's going to yell at us.
I'm trying to think what the other one is too, coming out on Xbox.
It's State of Decay 2.
State of Decay 2, yeah.
So Twitch stream,
talking
anybody
Days
in the
Gone?
Twitch stream, if you see...
Days Gone.
Days Gone, yes. That's the one. So we're getting Days Gone, we're getting State of Decay 2, we're going to get World War Z and The Walking Dead in the same year.
And probably at least 2 others.
Zombie.
And probably some indie ones too.
Oh,
you know.
Call of Duty Zombie
So-
series too. So.
Oh yeah, don't forget Call of Duty Zombies, because All right, a game I'm super looking forward to because the last one is still one of the best games I've played this generation. Square Enix says they're going to reveal the next installment of Tomb Raider at a quote major 2018 event. So thinking E3. Well, we'll see.
Some people are thinking that it's going to be the same time as the movie gets released. When is the movie
okay.
released?
Not sure.
I think it's earlier in the year. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, we were talking about day one purchases. This is a day one purchase.
March 28th.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see it that early.
Yeah, I think that's pretty early, but they're speculating that could be the major event.
But if it comes out in March, you'll see the Blu-ray hit shelves late summer, early fall. Maybe that's more of a tie-in time. We'll see.
Yeah, late summer release.
Yeah, but do you guys think they'll dare make it console exclusive again like they did with Rise?
I hope not.
I hope not either. Like, I have both systems, but I really don't like when they limit people, especially when it's such a great game and there's no reason for it to be just to one console only.
And I'll tell you, I have both consoles, and I play primarily on Xbox, like I think most of us do here. But I love both consoles. I enjoy both. And it just sucked to see PlayStation players get shut out of that, because that was such a fun game. That was one of the games that was really hard to put down, until you were done. And then you're bummed out that it's done. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the next one. Can't wait. All right. Anything else on that? Nope.
Okay. Just can't wait to play it.
So PlayStation 4 has passed the 70 million mark in consoles sold, which is pretty impressive. And PlayStation VR has passed 2 million units sold in, a year? That's pretty good.
That is, especially for not having like a lot of games. Like now it's coming with a lot more games and getting a lot more support. Mm-hmm. So I could see that number increasing substantially. Mm-hmm. But there is a big price thing too. Is if you're going to spend that much, if you spend a little bit more extra, providing you have the PC, then you could get like a PSVR or not PSVR, VR experience with PC. So I think this more benefits people that like don't have like the high-end PC and they have a PS4. It's a lot easier way.
Oh, for sure. And Steve, you went to an event this weekend around PSX, and everybody you talked to that has a PSVR really loves it, right?
Yes. The only thing is they all told me that Skyrim VR was basically unplayable on a regular PS4. You need the Pro for Skyrim, at least. I don't know how the other games are, but for Skyrim, you need the Pro.
And that makes sense, though, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yes. It makes sense to me. And it's one of those things where you can kind of avoid having the 4K TV if you have a PS4 Pro, if you have a VR thing, because the PSVR is going to make everything look better anyways, right? I don't know if the PSVR is 4K. Oculus might be. I'm not 100% on that.
Well, the thing is, too, so many VR games outside of your like Fallouts and Skyrims, they're not graphically powered anyway. You know what I mean? The graphics often look like your PS3, Xbox 360 type graphics. It's more driven by the experience, I think. But I'm still waiting for that just must-have experience, because I've seen the PSVR a few times and I've been like, I want it, but I just can't get myself to spend the money on it because I wonder what I'm going to play after the first 2 weeks of really having fun with it,
I think I'll be the same way. If I bought it, I would probably play it for a week and then it'll just sit there.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. And I don't want to spend like $300 on something that's going to be like that.
Yeah.
So, I just want to see like that must-have app for it that makes me want to get it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to get a VR, and then it's like, well, I could buy a Nintendo Switch with this money, so I did. Or I could buy a 4K TV and an Xbox One X, so I did.
Which you did.
Like, there's always something I'd rather spend the money on.
Yeah. And it's not knocking it. I mean, everybody that has it seems to love it, and that's great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I want one. $300.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point soon that I will have a VR headset. It's probably going to be the HTC Vive, but I'm hoping that it does prove to be an experience that I want to keep doing. But then sometimes you sit down, you play like games on console with your friends, so then it's going to kind of take into the time of that. So I don't know. I might see when it gets down like more of a price drop. But the thing is about the PS3 being with the PSVR, I think they should have just pushed the PS4 Pro and the VR together, because now people are going to be like limited and these games are going to come out like Skyrim, for example. Like, why would you release a game that's pretty much unplayable for the PS4 when you should have just pushed it for PS4 Pro? So because I'm sure some people probably got the PSVR because they have a PS4 and they're like, oh, they say it's going to be good enough, but then you're going to play it and it's like, well, it's not that good.
Well, to be fair though, Sony was pretty upfront by saying you're going to get the best experience with VR on the Pro.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't hide that. They didn't make any sort of commitment that you're going to get the same VR experience on each version. So, I mean, I see what you're saying. And, now everybody can just go drop another $400 on a new console, plus the $300 for VR.
Yeah.
So, I get it. And if you want VR on a PC, then you're in a whole nother realm of financial commitment at that point.
Actually, I'm not 100% on that. I think the Oculuses have dropped down to like $300.
It's not the hardware, the VR hardware. It's the power of the PC
you've got to have a pretty good PC to run it.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
But even now with like components, like if you build your own PC, and like you could actually get a desktop, because gaming laptops are a lot more. But if you get a gaming desktop, like you can build them for fairly inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. You can, but most people don't go that way, though. You know what I mean? They go and pick one off of Best Buy or whatever. So, all right, let's move on. More numbers and stats for you. 75% of EA Sports players play Ultimate Team. So we've talked in the past few weeks about microtransactions and whether they're good or bad. 75% of EA Sports players play Ultimate Team, and 35% spend money on it. That, as long as that's true, that's never going away.
Yeah, I fit in both those categories.
I do too.
Now.
Yep. Because I love Madden Ultimate Team, and you with Hockey Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
So I'm in both of those categories, and like if it wasn't for Madden Ultimate Team, I don't think I'd get Madden. And like NHL, we have other reasons to play, but I don't think I'd get Madden if I wasn't going to play Ultimate Team. So, but this generated like $750 million of revenue for EA last year, just Ultimate Team revenue.
Wow.
And that's insane.
Yeah. I honestly think EA would be, we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. EA should go to, they stop releasing $60 yearly releases and have a games pass of like $100 and some bucks for the year, and you get all their sports titles. Because then, you're losing money because people aren't buying the $60 games. But I guarantee there are people that are going to be dropping more money in like Ultimate Team, and you just have it reset at a certain, each game. Ultimate Team resets at a certain time of the year, like right before the season starts, like the actual like sports season.
Sure.
And you're gonna have people that don't normally pick up, like let's say NHL, maybe pick up NHL, play Ultimate Team, drop a couple bucks on it.
Mm-hmm. And the alternative to that, Steve, that I've always thought they should do, and I think they still might do eventually. What if you put a separate release out of just Ultimate Team free to play?
Huh.
But all the microtransactions are still in.
Microtransactions, yeah.
Yep. Because think of how much your player base would expand. And think of how tempting it is when you see, I can get a pack for like $4. You know?
I know.
Yeah.
And you're like guaranteed an elite, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that $4, like 3 hours later, you spent like $200. And you haven't even thought about it. Because you don't get what you want, and you're like, I'll get one more.
Yeah, I did that in NHL one year. I dropped like $100 on the gold jumbo player packs.
Yep.
And I dropped $100 on player packs, and I got a lot of good players. Probably wasn't.
Do they
worth
have a
it,
mobile
though.
app? Do they have a mobile app where you can manage your Ultimate Team?
No.
And
They did like 1 year, I think NHL 13, maybe a while back, and I thought it was gonna be something that stick around, but it didn't.
Man, that seemed like a moneymaker. because
Mhm.
you don't think about buying things on your phone, just picking some packs up, managing
Oh, I
your
know.
team, and then
Yep.
then when you get home, you can play with that team.
Yep.
So,
So, yeah, and we just had in chat, people bought a crap load of those $45 packs, and yes, they have. It's easy to buy the bundle. I've done it. I look and I get the bundle for like the different seasons, like the Halloween theme or the Thanksgiving theme or whatever in Ultimate Team.
You know,
And
they
I've
always do
spent-
it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. I've spent God, more than $45. I've spent like $80 on a bundle before. Because you can get like a 99, 98 overall player. And I've gotten them before. And all that does is make me want to do it again. Because you don't think about, I'm
that's how
spending
they get you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
spending $90 for like one player that's 98 overall. And it's ridiculous when you think about it. But when you're in the moment, man, that you're thinking that's the guy that can put my team over the top.
Speaking of how they get you too, because you buy coins, and after you buy like the mega pack, you buy as many coins as you need to get that pack, and then you have so many left over, and then you can't buy anything until you get like more. So it's like they're pretty clever.
That was like Xbox with
Yep.
the where you had the points to buy in the store. It wasn't cash. I forget what those were called. But like, yeah, and
Microsoft
so you'd have like 120 Microsoft points, and you need like 200 to buy something, and but you can't buy
I'll
them
put
in packs of-
$50. Yeah.
You can't buy them in just the points you need, or you couldn't. They may have changed that towards the
It
end.
made no sense. I hated it.
Yeah, and
No,
so
yeah,
you had to
with-
spend another. And I hated having leftover points.
Yeah.
It, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
bugged me to no
I
end.
forgot about that. You had to buy like you're right though. You
Yeah,
had to buy the Microsoft points in like bundles.
but I guarantee that probably boosted sales because people
Oh, for sure.
wanted to get rid of their points because everyone likes ending up with a zero, like
Yep.
Yeah.
balance.
But here's where I'll say shame on EA. Because if you're going to make $750 million off of just Ultimate Team transactions, like that's money that can go into and help support your lower selling franchises. So, like, honestly, NHL fits into that category when it comes to EA Sports, but so does their golf franchise. And the fact that they put out their last PGA game, 3 years ago now? And they didn't build a very good game to begin with in terms of like amount of content. At release, there were like 8 courses in the game, where the normal Tiger Woods games had like 20. But it was Rory McIlroy, PGA Tour is what it was. But they abandoned that game, and we've never heard another word about it ever since.
Because there's no Ultimate Team to be had in.
Yeah, it's tough to do Ultimate Team, but I'm saying that some of that Ultimate Team revenue can help support your lesser franchises.
Sure.
Because there's something to be said for taking care of your like niche customers, your niche customers,
Yes.
And that's why EA went towards a game like Unravel. Like a smaller project that wasn't probably gonna rake in hundreds of millions of dollars for them. But it took care of a need they had to fill, to meet a certain type of gamer that EA wasn't doing. And I think that EA Sports can learn from that, and it seems like they're just like stashing the money, rather than investing back into some of their other franchises. So shame on them for that. But man, as long as you're making this kind of money off this stuff, it's never going away.
Yeah, for sure. And like you were talking about with like a golf game, and we were talking about VR earlier. Like that would be a great game to put in VR. Like if EA put their next golf game like into VR.
If you can get the graphics up to par, that'd be amazing. Because I remember when Kinect first came out. Remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was thinking like golf would be super for that because it's pretty easy to simulate a golf swing, right?
Yeah.
Well, but Wii Sports, like they had like it was like frisbee. I don't think it was. Did they have golf?
No,
They
they
had
had golf.
bowling.
They had
bowling, they had
baseball.
golf, they had football.
Yeah.
Because you could play Madden with the whatever they were called.
Oh, you could. That's right. The nunchucks.
Yep.
And look how much people really, really, really enjoyed playing Wii Sports. Like if you do
I
like
loved it.
a
I played
golf
bowling.
title, like, people would bowling, yeah.
So the sad thing about it though is that Wii Sports was like their most popular game as far as that technology went, and it was a pack-in.
Yeah.
So that's a game that showed up. But I loved Wii Sports.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was fun. All right, let's move on because we got a couple more things to get through news-wise. Death Stranding got a new trailer at the Game Awards, and I still have no idea what this game's about, but I'm buying it.
Don't ask me what it's about because I have no idea.
But
it looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched the trailer again today, like including when Norman Reedus came out on stage, and even he was like, I'm gonna go on the internet and look what this game is about because he doesn't know he's the star of the game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it does look great, and it's Hideo
Kojima. Yep, Kojima.
So it's
Hideo
gonna be good.
Kojima. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like, we've talked on the show before about how Kojima, I don't want to say, like, overrated, but the guy's elevated to some sort of, like, deity status in gaming circles. But, man, this looks amazing. Like, and I know we haven't seen any gameplay yet, and we're probably not going to in the next year. But the cutscenes we've seen, it just looks very compelling. It looks dark and creepy, but fun.
It has the kind of crazy, kooky Metal Gear Solid vibe to it. You know, like
A little bit.
Like what's with the babies inside the tanks?
Yeah.
On their chest, and
Yeah.
then now you got some monster that's roaming around that has human hands apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That's brings people down in the mud. Check out that trailer if you hadn't yet. It's a pretty awesome trailer.
Yeah.
It just
It's
leaves
long,
you with,
too.
Yeah, it's what is it, like 5 minutes, something like that?
No,
I would
it's
say
longer. It's
it
like
was
9 minutes. It's like 8 or 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was ridiculous long, and they announced it was like the longest trailer they ever played,
Mhm.
and that made me wonder like, are this game just like full of like really really long cutscenes like that?
Probably.
Or-
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
had
Metal
some
Gear Solid
really long
5's ton of them.
cutscenes.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the first mission of 5? It was like an hour. just
Oh,
for
it's
that
like I
first
thought it was
mission.
like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah,
It felt
and
like.
but that trailer reminded me a lot of that first mission in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this though. This is what I kind of wanted to say about this. It looks so good. I doubt this is running on a PS4, even a Pro.
Did you see the facial
Yes.
like animations and
Yep.
pictures of?
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't look current gen at all.
No, this is gonna be the only thing that could even
Like
come
native
close to
4K?
this right now is the One X.
Yeah.
And this is a PS5 launch title.
Yeah, I think so too. I really don't see this game coming out for
2 years.
another 2 years,
Yep.
maybe 3. Like I'm saying 2020 more
Yeah.
than likely, and I definitely see this being a launch title for the PS5. And I'm not gonna lie, if it is,
I'm
I
buying
know
it.
I'm buying a PS5
Yep.
along with it, and I know a lot of other people are going to be buying a PS5. to play
I
it.
will.
So
If they're smart, isn't
yeah.
that what they do?
yes, that I agree. I think they will do it because Sony's never been stupid.
No, they know how to move units. There's no question about that. So you make this a PS5 launch title, I will buy it. I bet all 4 of us would. So, and a lot of our listeners would too. So this is I just don't think this is coming out in the PS4 generation. But all right, last up, and we're gonna chat about this a little bit. Destiny 2's Curse of Osiris DLC released this past week. We had a chance to play it.
Yeah, we played it for what? 2 hours? Did we put into it maybe?
Yeah, it was 2 hours. It felt like 8. Because we did the same thing over and over for 2 hours. I'm honestly pretty disappointed. I mean, Destiny still has like great mechanics, right? There's very few shooters that can compare to the mechanics and just the smoothness that Bungie can do. But Steve, were you compelled at all by the story?
No, that was, oh my gosh, that was like the worst Destiny 2 or Destiny in general content I've ever played. It was, even the missions were recycled amongst themselves. Like in the campaign, I felt like we were doing the same thing
Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Well, then one of them took us into what, the Pyramid Triad or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same as the
strike.
exact same strike. It's like,
Yeah.
come on.
They just made a mission out of the strike map, basically. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I so want to like it because I was so looking forward to it. But there's an article on VG 24/7 right now basically saying, do not buy this. Like, send a message. about what we expect. And it's a pretty good article.
I mean,
a chance to read it.
Even IGN rated it a 5.5, which is, mediocre on their scale, so it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Destin said in his review that the only saving grace was the raid activity. So if you're not planning on doing the raid activity, I can't in good conscience recommend it to you.
No.
It's not something that, and Destiny 2 needs it. It's not something that's bringing people back into the game for a long period of time.
No.
Which is unfortunate, because I like Destiny 2, and it looks great now. Like with I think the 4K,
yeah, for the One X.
Yeah, thing came out for the One X, and it looks really, really nice. But again, gameplay is kind of a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, Destiny has good gameplay. It's just
it does.
Story is also kind of important, and
I just want to see variety in what we're doing.
Yeah,
and but I'll tell you this: if you enjoy jumping through like the portals and into those whatever they're called, things that like launch you across the map,
yes,
then you'll really like this because you get to do that a lot.
Yeah, it's not challenging. Oh, that's
no.
It's so easy. I really don't understand the point of it. It is literally just a grind to get up to level 25.
Yep. But as far as you're right, Steve. As far as the story content goes, I mean, a 260 could get through this pretty easy in power level.
Yeah.
Because Graham, you're what, like 282?
Yeah, like 285 now after playing.
Okay, 285. Yeah. Okay, so did you have really a whole lot of difficulty?
No, not at all.
And this is supposed to be like level 300 stuff.
Well, it says recommended 200 level power, so that kind of clues us
why
in.
Though? So why?
I know why exactly. Oh, you know why? Because they want people to do it as soon as they finish the main campaign for any new players, which I think is a mistake in amongst itself. Because, like I don't think a lot of people are going to be new players coming out in the next month, unless you're thinking you're getting a lot of people that bought it on Black Friday or Christmas. Mm-hmm. That is the only reason I see them doing it, is because 200 is about the power level you do for completing the campaign. So now you can jump straight into the DLC, but then you still have to grind. So
this is the problem though. Games die because they worry more about the casual player at the expense of your committed hardcore players.
Yes.
And you got to take care of both, but you can't take care of one at the expense of the other.
Yeah, and I know you're not saying like that casual players don't matter, because they do. But you have to find a balance, and this is going too far in the one direction, in my opinion. So
yeah. So
hopefully
totally
this next one, the next expansion, kind of brings us back, or maybe they'll offer some update stuff to bring us in. Because if the second expansion, I don't know if it has a release date. If it comes out in that like March, April window, I can't see myself getting back on when I have Sea of Thieves, God of War, and Far Cry 5, I think, comes out around
Far Cry 5, plus that, like, what we just talked about, escape game or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
even games like that are going to have my attention.
Yep.
If this DLC can't find a way to keep me, and I don't play it for, like, 3 months, I'm done.
Yeah.
Chances are. I might come back to it for year 2. Maybe. But that's the best shot. So, Eugene, have you had a chance to play it at all?
I have not, and with the way you guys talk, I don't feel compelled to either. So I never bought the expansion pass. So maybe if it's on sale for Christmas, usually there's an after Christmas sale, like the day after.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be discounted, so I might get it then. But right now, until I hear some better things about the gameplay, to where it's actually worthwhile, that the level cap doesn't seem to be fixed, because I have heard that there's a lot of issues with the level cap right now. So I don't feel too compelled right now to play it.
Well,
no, I'm going to tell you. Go ahead, Steve.
The issue with the level cap right now is now you have to be 310 to play the original raid.
Yep.
So if you're wanting to do that, you have to buy
DLC.
The expansion.
Well, I wasn't even referring to that. Like there was mention, I know, in the news last week, something about Destiny, how Activision has tweaked the balancing of the way that drops are made, so that way you basically have to grind. And we can all agree that you have to grind in Destiny 2. You have to put some time into it. Even after I finished the campaign and everything, I probably put about 30 hours of gameplay into it. Like I was still like 265, something like that. So
yeah,
that's my biggest issue, is that you have to grind to be able to even do some things. The raid for sure. Even the raid that was in the last one, you either had to grind or you had to be with a really good team that was around 300, 305. So that's kind of turned me away from it.
Eugene, all I'm going to say to you is the one who hasn't played it is you're the lucky one, and you're the only one that is not like violated and abused.
I'm sorry, you feel violated and abused.
But they did add a heroic strike playlist, so if that has a decent like drop system and like you can level up that way, then fine. But I don't know. I'm not a new character right now, so I can't tell you what the leveling up for that is.
Because I'll be honest, like for me, when we talked about this when we were playing the game, but for me the best part of the game is the strikes. That's a lot of fun. So if we get a heroic strike playlist, that's some fun for me. But we still got to get through the campaign to like level up and be able to do the other stuff. So we'll hammer through it maybe even tonight. I don't know, and get the rest of it done. So we have like 2 levels left, maybe something like that.
I think we have 1 level left, but
thank God.
1 or 2.
But you kept saying that, and the torture kept going on and on.
I know. Steve kept like teasing us, saying, "Well, I think there's only 1 left." And then we just keep going.
I was the only one following the story, and that's kind of how it felt. But again, I couldn't necessarily tell when the campaign missions ended and when the next ones begin, because it was all a big blur of, the 4th level of hell or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So anyway, all right. Graham, that's going to do it for news this week. Let's turn over to you. What can we get new in stores?
Well, this week we'll see a lot of DLC being released across most platforms. It starts on the 11th with Battlefield 1 getting its 2nd DLC. This DLC is called Turning Tides and will be released for Xbox One, PS4, and the PC. Then on the 12th, we'll see more DLC being released for the same 3 platforms. This time it will be Resident Evil 7 Biohazards. So fans of that, they will get Not a Hero and End of Zoe DLC, which will be released. Now, Not a Hero will be free, because I think there are some issues with it being delayed. So they're releasing that free, and End of Zoe, that one can be purchased. And for those of you that don't own Resident Evil 7, well, you can get Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition, which will be released. And that will include the free DLC, obviously, and the End of Zoe DLC. Now, these titles will also be released on the 12th. For PS4, we have Gang Beasts, Ultimate Chicken Horse, and Fallen Legion Flames of Rebellion. Now,
Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah, doesn't that sound amazing?
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering if this is a cross between a game of chicken and a game of horse, or maybe it just has to do with chicken horses. I don't know. You have to check it out. Let us know. So for Xbox on the 12th, you can get Okami or Oak whatever HD, and also Fearful Cemetery and The Cursed Prince. Now both these titles will also be released for PC. And PC fans and fans of Fallout 4 will get a chance to play the post-apocalyptic title in VR. We were talking about that, and that's a game that I would definitely be looking forward to play in VR. Now, the Nintendo Switch will also have 4 new releases on the 12th. The first one is a game that I did pre-order, and it will be here on the Tuesday. This is called The End Is Nigh. Fans of Super Meatball, as far as I can tell from this game, you guys will thoroughly enjoy this game as well. Also on that list is Party Planet. Yeah.
Yeah, you said Super Meatballs.
I'm like, what is Super Meatballs? I want to play that.
Super Meatballs. My bad. Super Meat Boy. Okay. So now we got that out of the way. On the 12th, for the Switch, you can also get Party Planet, Pinball FX3, and another Neo Geo title, which they seem to be rolling out on constantly. This one is called The Last Blade. Now, the PS4 will get a sole release on the 13th, and it will be some Final Fantasy 15 content. It is Final Fantasy 15 episode Igni. I'm not sure what this is about. Eugene might know.
It's about Ignis.
See, I thought it was gonna be Igni just because of in The Witcher they use that sign and it's called Igni. It's not called Ignis.
Well,
So-
this isn't The
Ignis.
Witcher, it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
with Final Fantasy 15, they've made episodes for each of the characters,
Yeah.
and where you can play as them and see a different perspective. So this is with Ignis.
Oh, so that's a character name. Okay, I got it.
Yes.
Okay. So next on the 14th, we'll be getting some more major DLC. This is actually DLC for Wolfenstein 2: The Colossus, and you will be getting the release of The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe. Now, it releases on the 14th for Xbox, PS4, and PC. And also releasing on the 14th, we have Dynasty Feud for PS4. And for Nintendo Switch, another 4 titles. We have Yooka-Laylee, Poly Bridge, Never Stop Sneakin', and Bleed. And then to finish off the week, for PS4, you can get Romancing Saga 2. On Xbox, we have Lost Grimoires 2, Shard of Mystery, and Circuits. And then finally, for the Nintendo Switch, on Epic will be released. So as you see, lots of games being released that may become Christmas gifts for the gamers out there. And if you're still looking for some deals for Christmas gifts, I'm sure Eugene has some great deals out there. So what you got first, Eugene?
Actually, I couldn't find many gaming deals for the week. Still same kind of advertised games, the big games that released this fall, like Wolfenstein, Shadow War. They're running about $20 off at all retailers. But just a reminder, you can pick up games with gold. One does expire this week. So you can still pick up Warhammer End Times Vermintide. You can get Child of Eden for the Xbox 360 backwards compatible through the 15th of this month. And you can get Tales from the Borderlands, the complete Telltale series, through the 15th as well. Back to the Future, the game, is still available until December 15th, and actually that doesn't start until the 16th of this month, so be looking out for Back to the Future being released next week. And then also Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death. Still have never heard of that game, but I definitely want to download it and check it out just to see what it is. Also for PlayStation Plus, free this month is Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends, Until Dawn Rush of Blood is also free this month. It was a PSVR freebie from last month, but it's extending into this month, so go ahead and download it. If you do decide to get a PSVR in the future, then you will have this game. Forma 8 is also available for the PS4 and the Vita. And then for PS3, we have X-Blaze, Lost Memories, and the Siberia Collection. The only deal that I saw worth mentioning was for the PS4, for the PS4 Pro on Amazon. Any trade-in that you do through Amazon, any kind of video game or controller or system, whatever money that they give you for it, they'll also give you an additional $50 off a PS4 Pro 1 terabyte console. So anything that you trade in, you can put it towards a PS4 Pro and get $50 off. But other than that, unless you guys have seen something on sale, nothing worth mentioning, especially after Black Friday, Cyber Week. Not too many deals out there right now.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the calm before the storm, because both companies will have their days of Christmas sales.
Oh yeah. I think Xbox usually has like the 12 days of Christmas or something like that. Every day there's a deal. So, and then the day after Christmas is a big sale day usually.
Yep.
I did see Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on sale for $20 on the Xbox One store, and I'm thinking about picking that up. I really did like it on the 360, but didn't play enough of it. So
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I was just looking at the chat here on Twitch, and DC52 let me know that Battlefront 2 DLC is coming out on the 13th. I'm not sure how I missed that. Maybe because it's free. I'm not sure the details on it. Do you guys know the details on it?
It's not free. It's not free. I don't think.
Well, I thought all
Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Battlefield. My bad. Yeah, this DLC is the one with all the new movie content.
Yeah, and be looking out for that, because it should be on sale. They said that Battlefront 2 would be getting a price drop for the movie. So, yeah, the movie comes out next week. I'm excited.
Yeah, and did you guys see that the reviews have been amazing?
No, because
they had their.
I don't want to know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I just saw the early reviews from people, and it doesn't give any. There's no spoilers, so trust me, I'm not going to ruin anything for you.
That's good.
But they had their like world premiere last night, and the reviewers that were there said this is the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back, if not better than that.
Oh wow!
And
That's
they
a bold
said
statement.
the action's amazing. They said it is Mark Hamill's best performance as Luke Skywalker by far. And everything I've seen has just hyped me so much more
Man,
for this
I
movie.
don't want to hear that because I have finals this week and I need to concentrate on that, and I can't be hyped for the new Star Wars on Thursday.
I don't think I'm going to see it right away, and I'm worried because I just know people are going to ruin it for me.
The last
yeah.
one got ruined for me.
Oh yes, it got ruined for me in my car on the way to the movie theater, or when I was parked, because I was
It did get
waiting
ruined
on
for
my
me.
friends to show up, and I was scrolling Facebook, and a stupid meme
Was it that
showed
meme?
up.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
it was.
dumb meme about this happens.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Well, and I think we can say it now. It's been, what, 3 years?
Yeah, it was a
2
meme
years.
where it said
A year.
Han dies.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
it was
picture
like-
Han
it
Solo,
was
like
Han dies.
Things I hated in my childhood, or things I missed from my childhood, and it was like 3 pictures of like food things from growing up, and then it was like, oh, blah 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 kills Han Solo. Fudge.
It's okay. I think that's worthy of dropping an F-bomb.
Hey, I caught it.
And,
so family
and by the way, fuck the Oscars too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just say.
I would.
Hey, I caught mine.
Oh, fudge the Oscars too. There we go. All right. Steve, let's go to you. What questions do we have from our community? We got a few this week.
Yeah, we do have quite a few. I'm gonna start with Anthony Dennis on Facebook, is asking. He's looking at purchasing a gaming PC. So, would any of you guys swap over to PC gaming? If so, why? And if not, why? And also, if you already have a PC, do you prefer it to console gaming?
So I'll go first. I do not have a gaming PC. If I had the money to invest in a gaming PC, I probably would, because it is an investment. It definitely is an investment. It definitely not only with money but time as well. But the thing for me is I can't see myself, which I know there's ways to work around it, but I enjoy old-fashioned sitting on my couch with a controller, looking at my TV and playing a game that way, rather than booting up my computer, loading up a game, and sitting in a gaming chair at a desk. Which I know that there's you can hook up your computer to a TV and things like that, but I'd rather have the experience of the living room experience.
Even doing that though, if you're just hooking your computer up to your TV, well then it's just like a console.
It's a console.
There's no difference,
It becomes
right?
a console.
So you might as well be console playing, right?
Yes, and if you're going to invest in a PC, you want it for the graphics, and the best way to get the most out of those graphics is with an actual monitor, not a TV. So monitors just have a lot higher resolution, a lot more pixel density that you're not going to get the experience that you're wanting from any TV. So so if I could, I would. But I probably still wouldn't even play it. Like, I would still jump on my Xbox or jump on my PlayStation. No, not truly interested. I wouldn't see myself making the switch either.
Well, for me, well, first of all, Eugene, well, your priorities are messed up. You decided to have a kid rather than get a gaming PC. So
yes,
but for me, it's kind of the same thing. I like sitting on the couch playing games, and I like easily being able to get into a party with friends. For me, like, gaming is more about the experience than it is about the graphics. And I know there are people out there probably saying, well, you're a hypocrite because you talked about the Xbox One X forever, and I did, but I'm getting the graphics there without sacrificing any of the experience. So, but there are some games that I like playing on PC. So games like, I'm a sports fan, so like All the Park Baseball and whatever it's called, like Hockey Manager and things like that. But if there's a game that I can play on PC or play on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, I'm probably going to choose the console side, just for the experience I can have, like, with friends playing it. And it's just a preference, really. I know there's ways I can get around that, but like, Steve, you got the Steam, whatever it's called,
Steam Box,
Steam Link.
Steam Link. So tell us about that.
Well, I haven't actually used it too much. Just it's been a busy week. It was on sale for $5 on GameStop and on Steam over the holiday sale. So I ordered it. You know, why not? I have a gaming PC. I moved my gaming PC to my TV earlier this year, and then I moved it back to my desktop or to my computer desk, because there are certain games you can't play on a big screen sitting 6 to 8 feet away, like Civilization.
Yeah, Civilization. That's what I was gonna say.
Crusader Kings 2, even Total War Warhammer, because you have to read stuff and text on a 50-inch screen. You can't. There was no way to like enlarge it, and I looked, and I like playing Crusader Kings, and I can't do it on my TV, so I moved it back. So I have a gaming PC. I play a decent amount of gaming PCs, or a decent amount of games on my PC. But I do prefer the couch. It's more comfortable. I get to lean back on my big 50-inch screen, or 55-inch now. And I'm at a computer a lot during the day. I don't really want to go back to it to play games. So
Yeah, that's a fair point too. Same here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, me personally, through and through, I am a console player, but I do have a gaming laptop, and like, especially for the mouse and keyboard games, I'm not very good at it, and it's easier for me to just pick up a controller and like sit down and play it. And I know you can get a controller as well and stuff like that, but I'm like most of you guys. I like just sitting down on my couch and just relax with a controller, and then I got my gaming PC in the next room. Like if I want to play a game like Civilization, like Steven say, like you need to play that on like a PC for it to make sense and work better for you. So yeah, like when I get an HTC Vive or whatever, and I play Fallout 4 VR, well then that'd be like my gaming PC game. But most of my games, like sports titles and all the games, mostly on console, and I like that way for the ease. Like Tyler saying, like party chat. Another thing with PC too is like, okay, I get all hyped, like I'm gonna play this game, and I go start up my PC, and they're like, oh, we have an update, or you gotta like you restart it, and then it like automatically updates, and you gotta wait for it. Yep. So that's why I like having my console, so I can just quickly go to it, and it's quick and easy, and I don't have to worry about it. So that's
I do miss playing games like Civilization. I used to be big into just a lot of strategy games in general. I miss StarCraft. I miss the original. Oh yeah, Command and Conquer for sure. Yeah. What's the other one too? I can't even think right now. But any of those kinds of strategy games that you can't play that on console. It just doesn't work. You have to have a mouse and keyboard. That is something I miss.
And for me, like, side note on this, real quick. Side note, I'm concerned about the prospect of mouse and keyboard compatibility with consoles. Because I think it's going to dramatically alter the competitive balance in games.
Even happen. Because
it's going to happen. It's happening already.
They're going to have separate lobbies.
See, but what's the point in that? Because now you're splitting your player base.
Or aim assist for controllers.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, are you really playing? I'm with you. I don't like it for shooters. If you're single player, fine, but I think in multiplayer only, you should only be allowed to use a controller. Just because, competitive balance.
Yep, agreed.
But speaking of StarCraft 2 is free on PC now. It just went to free. So if you're a StarCraft fan and you want to play the second one, it's free on BlizzardBattle.net. Anyway, so is that everyone's opinions on that? All right, so now we have Dylan Anderson on Facebook asked, how did you guys feel about the reveals and trailers at the Game Awards? Were you blown away or a little disappointed?
I think it was great. I think it was a great platform to announce new releases. It's something that get more viewers to actually watch it too, because they'll know like maybe there's going to be this amazing announcement that they won't know about and they don't want to miss it. So I think it's a good strategy, and I think the gamers were really good. They were like got excited for what they've seen and how the deals came up. So I think it worked really well, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there were a lot of good things. I was pretty excited about what we saw from trailers from your big like AAA games. I was pretty disappointed in the trailers we saw from VR games, to be honest with you. And that's just because I keep waiting for like the the one that's gonna make me say I have to have this, and when the best you're putting out there is like Vacation Simulator, and I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
That's not enough to get me to invest in the equipment.
You're waiting for like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You
Well,
see
something
dinosaurs.
like something big and fun, like a true AAA title.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just that was it for me. But the games we saw, like Death Stranding, and we got a lot of release dates too, so that was fun. And I agree with you though, Graham. It's a really good strategy for that show to kind of bring people in with all the trailers and all that stuff too, because then you're able to give awards to these companies and people that work really hard in this industry who never get really any recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's great that you bring people in with the trailers, and then you create, I don't know, awareness, for lack of a better word, for the people that really put in the work and time to make all this possible. So that's me. Who else?
I'll go.
Personally.
Wait, what? What, Eugene? You want to go? You can go.
Oh yeah, so I was just saying that it was a little bit lackluster for me. Detroit Become Human, we saw a little bit, and that looked pretty awesome. I'm still excited for that game. I'm probably the most excited about Dreams. I don't know if you guys have ever played Meat.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Field games. Yeah, Dreams. It's so if you ever played Little Big Planet, it's a creation game where you can create a world of anything you want to, and people can play in it, whatever. But yeah, I'm excited for Dreams. I was more excited about the panels, what they talked about in The Last of Us, and what they talked about for God of War as well. But pretty much that was it for me. Nothing too spectacular.
Yeah, I was excited for Dreams also, and I was talking about it at the meetup, the PSX meetup, with some other people. So I'm super excited for that. The new FromSoft trailer has me excited, a lot, because if it's Bloodborne 2, it's gonna make me really, really happy. But even if it's not, I'm still gonna be really happy because I love FromSoft. I love Dark Souls games. I love
It's gonna be Bloodborne 2. Come on. Everything points to that.
Yeah, and then the last thing is the Bayonetta announced 1 and 2 are going to the Switch, which got me excited, and then Bayonetta 3 is going to be a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, that was a big announcement. I was pretty impressed by that, actually.
So
I think that's a big get for Nintendo.
Yeah,
it was the same way with Bayonetta 2, but
yeah, 2 was Wii U, so it wasn't surprising.
No.
But I'm happy that I'm now going to be able to play all 3 on the Switch, because I really did like Bayonetta 1, and I didn't have a Wii U, so I couldn't play Bayonetta 2.
Yep.
All right, so if that's everyone's thoughts on that, we got a couple more questions. Evangeline Gale asked, first 3 games you plan to buy in 2018.
I'll go first. Sea of Thieves, Far Cry 5, and probably Red Dead 2. And allow I could easily change that, but those are the first 3 big titles that I plan on getting. Other games like the one we talked about earlier, where the guy that talked about the Oscars forever, I'll probably get that. But those are the first 3 AAAs that I plan on getting.
For me, it would be Ni no Kuni, which comes out in January. Also, Dragon Ball FighterZ comes out in January as well. And then I really can't think of anything else until Sea of Thieves. So I think that's pretty much the big ones for me that come out the first 3 months of the year anyway. But Ni no Kuni is definitely the first one. And I'll probably be stuck on that one for several weeks.
Okay. Graham?
Me? Okay. I don't know if I can come up with 3, but pretty much said the ones. It's going to be Sea of Thieves, God of War, and probably A Way Out. Do you guys see this being a full price title, A Way Out, or do you think it's
I think it'll be a $20 to $30 title. That's my
I think
guess.
40.
I think 40. I could see 40, but I think even there, it's probably fair as long as there's some decent content, a decent play, duration in the game.
Yeah.
And I forgot about God of War, by the way, so I don't know how to narrow that to 3.
What about Spider-Man? Is Spider-Man coming out in that window too?
Yeah, because that's supposed to come out early. If that comes out earlier, that one too will probably replace Far Cry with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's whatever the first 3 like major releases are for the year. To be quite honest,
So,
I probably
you're
end up
right.
getting the first 3 major releases.
Yeah.
But the ones I know I'm getting for sure are Ni no Kuni, Monster Hunter Worlds. Depending on the reviews, I've heard some interesting things about the beta, so I'm not quite sold, but I'm excited. And then Kingdom Come Deliverance is like Skyrim without the magic and stuff. So like that game has me excited. But I'm getting Sea of Thieves, God of War, Spider-Man. So it's basically whatever the 3 major releases are to start the year is what I'll probably
Pretty much. So in our chat, we just had somebody like scream out Anthem, which I'm with you. I'm buying Anthem day 1.
Yeah.
But that's probably not coming out till next fall.
November, October.
Yeah, October, November. Yeah. Yep.
If it doesn't get delayed.
Because if we're going that route, I'm like Halo 6. Because
Yeah.
guarantee that's coming out. But no, the first 3 I'm going to buy are the ones I said.
Fallout New Orleans.
I know, you're so hoping, Graham, for that.
I mean, me too. But all right, next question, just a couple more. Brandon Myers on Facebook asked, now that it's been almost a full month, if you've gotten the Xbox One X, are you satisfied with the performance and graphic enhancements? I'll start. I am completely satisfied. I think it's well worth it if you have a 4K TV, a good one, to buy an Xbox One X.
Yeah, I'll go next. I couldn't be happier. I'm super happy with the performance of the system, like how it looks. It looks freaking amazing. Pretty much every game. The only game, like, and Graham, you and I talked about this, but the only game I haven't really noticed a ton about is they put out a patch for, like, 4K performance for NHL 18, but it was less than a gig, and the game is so, like, it's all white background anyway.
Yep.
So it's hard to notice that difference, but man, other games that we've seen where, you know, it has the type of setting that really works with 4K, man, it just looks amazing. And the load times are so much faster. So I'm 100% happy with the purchase.
Yeah. Now, with me being the third one with an Xbox One X, I don't have a TV that supports HDR. And I know this does cause a big difference from just standard 4K to HDR, but it still looks great. Gears of War, see, I got it right this time. Gears of War 4 looks absolutely stunning. And I do notice that the titles do load a lot quicker. So for that reason, I think it's well worth it. And now I'm future-proof for when I do get an HDR TV, and it's just going to be so much better. And then all the games coming out now, they're going to support it more and more. So, yeah, I'm just going to be more and more happy with my purchase.
Yeah, I'll go next. I don't have one, and I'm extremely unhappy because I don't have one, so I can't wait until I do have one. I've only seen great things from it, and only heard great things even more. So, want one.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. Trust me.
Yeah, it's great. Last question. Also on Facebook, Tom Tierney asks, greatest platformer of the modern era.
Greatest platformer.
That's hard.
So let's define modern era. Current gen?
Yeah, I'm gonna say current gen.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Nintendo still holds the reins on it, especially with the release of Super Mario Odyssey. They just went. Other people have tried. We've had Super Lucky's Tale for the Xbox, which wasn't that great. We've had Yooka-Laylee, which they try to revive the old Banjo-Kazooie days with that game, and it did okay.
Would Ori be considered a platformer?
Yeah, Ori is definitely considered a platformer. That's also, they deserve a big shout out for that game, and then also Cuphead. I consider that a platformer as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly run and gun, but it's still platforming. But I think Nintendo still holds the reins with Mario when it comes to new innovation and level design. That they definitely take the cake on that one.
Yeah, I haven't played enough of the new Mario game yet. So I'm gonna have to go to just in terms of total experience, Ori and the Blind Forest as it's just a great platformer. As far as like platformer plus great story, back to a game that I've said many times I love, which is Unravel.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Unravel. That's funny. Definitely a great platformer.
Yes. So how about you, Graham?
Oh well, I would have to go with Unravel, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Super Mario Odyssey. Those games have been so much fun to play and thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend them.
Yeah, I don't know if this fully counts. I'm with you on Ori. Super Meat Boy also, though that was last gen.
Oh yeah, that counts. Yeah.
It was last gen. That's what I was saying. And also Inside. I'm gonna count that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about Limbo and Inside. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Inside is fantastic.
I've actually quite enjoyed the platformer games that have come out this year, or just this generation. So.
What about Shovel Knight? You know, you guys played that? 'Cause that's
Oh
amazing.
yeah. Still. Yeah, definitely a good indie title for sure. And then we got a new Mega Man coming out too. We didn't even talk about that.
Well, and I think it's fair to say that this is probably the best result of the focus on indie games is that the best ones have pretty much been platformers.
I think platformers are making a big comeback because
They
they
are.
went away for a while.
Well, they're a nice change of pace from like shooters. Ori is not necessarily relaxing, but
No.
it's a different game, which is why I'm excited for the second one.
But they don't require like $300 million budgets to make.
Yes.
And you can invest, you can put a line to making a good quality game with a good story for not as much money. And that's what benefits these indie companies is they put out some fantastic platformers.
Yeah.
And it's really been one of the pluses of this generation, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and also Rayman. Rayman was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that
Rayman
too.
Legends.
See, we keep thinking of brand new ones. And it's like, there have been a lot of great platformers this generation. And it's kind of been like the comeback of platformers,
Yes.
in a way.
It's like,
So,
I guess we really didn't say what the best one is, but we've all said what we've enjoyed.
buy them all. They're all
Yeah,
great.
they are.
So,
They are.
yeah. All right.
All right, well, that does it for questions.
All right, it's fantastic. So let's get to our first of our holiday giveaways. So we're going to give you all Curse of Osiris, but we're going to give you something good. So our first prize is going to be a 1-month pass to Xbox Games Pass. And Steve, who's our winner for that?
That would be Dylan Anderson.
All right. So Dylan, you now have like 100 games at your disposal to play and enjoy. And our next one is a $10 gift card to your choice of PlayStation or Xbox. And who is our winner there?
That is Tom Tierney, who
All right,
asked
congratulations.
the podcast unlock group thing, I think. So hopefully he listens and gets...
So thank you, Tom, and thank you, Dylan. And Tom, welcome. I know you're brand new to the show, so we appreciate that. Make sure, Tom and everyone else who's listening for the first time, head on over to Facebook and join the Gaming Culture Radio forums, where you can ask questions to be entered in for the rest of our holiday giveaways and monthly giveaways for the rest of the year. So with that, gentlemen, anything else that we want to touch on before we get out of here?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Be safe and happy gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
So,
holidays.
Go
Well,
see
we're not
Star
there.
Wars.
Graham, we're not there yet. Come on. So, yeah, so go see Star Wars. Don't ruin it for me in case I can't see it right away.
Yeah.
But it all accounts are that this movie is amazing. So, and the other thing they set out, by the way, is that as much as Force Awakens looks to the past, The Last Jedi looks to the future, which is fantastic. And I really can't wait to see it. So, with that, for Grant, Eugene, and Steve, I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us for episode number 73. We'll be back next week with episode number 74. Until then, everyone, stay safe, have fun, play some great games. We will talk to you next week.
Happy holidays.
See you guys.
See you, everyone.
We're not.